Hello everybody, and let me tell you, I got a story to tell you about some friggin' fish tank heaters. So, I really didn't want to have to get any fish tank heaters. In fact, I've been swearing them off. Excuse the mess, and as my old ones have been crapping out, I just hadn't been replacing them. So, but then I've come to realize something with keeping all these new guppies and what used to be these shrimp tanks and these 20 longs is that the tanks on the floor, especially the ones over here, excuse me, especially the ones over here, this tank here, because there's just on linoleum, it's not on carpet. It was getting pretty much to be like 60 degrees, and I've got some really nice guppies in these bottom tanks. This tank would be like 65 to 68 usually, the second tank up. Oh my gosh, I apologize. But anyway, these tanks would be about the same. I have been running I've had this space heater right here for years and years and years. I use it in the utility room to help heat up the back of the house on the coldest days. But I put it back here and putting it on thermostat on 80 right there, because it just heats up that little tiny area right there and then it kicks itself off. So that even with this on thermostat, set at 80 on low, this tank would be about 65, 66. This tank would be about 68. So that's not really ideal. I'm one of the people who thinks usually, in most cases, heaters are completely unnecessary, and they really are. Even with these guppies here, they'll live, but they're not going to breed and thrive. I mean, they survive. I mean, there's guppies and ponds outside in Florida. In Central Florida, I was in Central Florida when they recorded 28 degrees in Lakeland, the coldest all-time recorded temperature. I believe it was the beginning of January 2001, believe it or not. I was down there in Lakeland, Florida. So, and guppies live down there, so they can live. But these are beautiful, show quality guppies, and I want to do them justice and breed them and make lots of them. So, 62 degrees on the floor ain't gonna cut it. Even running that thing on low, the problem I was going to run into there is these top tanks, which are shrimp tanks, they're going to be getting close to 80, and that ain't no good for them shrimp. And then I've got my wife is laying claim to all these baby pluckers I got to do something with now. And I don't want to toss all these little baby pluckers. Look how fat their little bellies are. I don't want to toss all these little baby pluckers in a 60-some degree water tank. It probably wouldn't be the best thing for them. So I just left them at 78. And the good thing about that is heat rises. Imagine that. So that means we're going to be having these two tanks. This heater will work its ass off and will probably be dead sometime next winter. This heater might last a year and a half. And these tanks still don't have heaters. But with this set on 80, the little space heater set on 80, it was keeping about 72 to 75. And the ones up here don't get below 74 even without a space heater or anything usually. Because, you know, heat rises. And in this little tiny space, of course, we have the big doors here. In this little tiny space, adding these heaters, when you heat the tanks up, it'll help heat the other tanks up that don't have heaters. So there is that. We have that going for us. And then I'm going to show you here. I've been kicking the idea around my head. I've been trying to not do it. So I was like, alright. I went and, since I'm off work this week, I went and had lunch with my wife, who works like 40 miles north. And I drove the town, my hometown I grew up in. It's like a city like 50,000 people, Kokomo, Indiana. I drove through there and was like, oh, I'll go see what they got. I went up there and I was like, found their heaters, and I was like, you have got to be kidding me. I'll make sure, I'm going to show you this receipt. These aren't the Aqueon Pros, these are just the regular glass Aqueons. I'm going to make sure I don't accidentally show you something I want to show you on the receipt here. But they wanted $41.99 each. Now, I know I was expecting to pay anywhere between $22 to $27, you know, for these kind of heaters. I saw that, I was like, no, bullshit. I was pretty sure they did price matching, so they had 4 of these 150 watt heaters. I went and got them and said, will you price match this? I looked it up on Amazon, and they're somewhere on Amazon, which they're usually not this cheap, but $15.38 on Amazon for these exact same heaters. I asked the manager lady, will you price match this? And she's like, we sure will. So regular price $41.99, adjusted price $15.38. So even though I really, oh my god, I really didn't want to have to get more frickin' fish tank heaters, because they're just gonna crap out on me and piss me off and make me cuss. But they're needed to do these guppies right, do them justice. I spent a lot of money on these and I want to do it right, so I caved in. And I guess the good thing is I got a hell of a deal, so it makes it hurt. $60 some with tax hurts a whole lot less than probably $120, so, or more. But anyway, that is my story about fish tanks that I have for today. And if you watched yesterday, I redid this tank crystal clear, pretty much. So everything's good. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Bye.